Right, we live.
Hey, we back, y'all.
Hey, it's a study Dallas after hours. Brr, 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 brr.
Another week, another show. How's your week been? You know, how you been doing?
I've been tired all week.
Yeah.
I've been tired all week. I've had some amazing things happen this week. I've been kind of cleansing, so I think a lot of getting into the deeper weeks, a lot of emotions are being released, a lot of negativity. Um, I've noticed that since we started podcasting, I don't really curse normally. Your app. I don't really curse normally. So yeah, so a lot of once you get deeper into it, I've been in on it for a long time now.
Yeah.
So a lot of negative emotions being released, a lot of things coming up from the past that are being released. A lot of growing pains.
Mm-hmm.
I've also noticed that I curse a hell of a lot lately, and I have not cursed in a very long time. So I think that's just cleansing, just getting it all out of my system because I used to curse a lot, and I hadn't cursed a lot in who knows how long, maybe 6, 7 months. And all of a sudden, when I started this, all of a sudden I curse so much more. So I think it's just expelling out of my system, which is a good thing. Just a lot of growing pains that I'm okay with, I guess.
So, what's the best part so far? Do you feel like of your cleanse?
I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired today,
Yeah.
so it's rough for the last week. It's been rough.
Yeah.
So I'm really tired. I don't really have any energy. I don't really have any patience. And like I said, all of my emotions and things are coming up. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very difficult to deal when you get really deep into the healing.
Yeah.
Because it's just very difficult to deal, period, with healing.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can say as far as the best part is I'm just happy that I'm disciplined enough to just keep going. So that's I mean, not really hungry or anything like that. I'm just happy that I'm still able to keep going despite how rough it is, aka today. So
Yeah.
how has your week been?
Um. I don't know. I think I've been a little bit more tired than usual, I would say. I'm not really sure why, but I haven't walked as much as I wanted to, I guess. But
Hey, Eileen.
hey, I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm just really drained this week.
Well,
It was rainy.
It was your week, so
Yeah, that's
that
true
might be
too.
part of it.
That's true too. And I've been working like from nonstop,
Yeah, she
from
works
like
all the time, all the time.
yeah, and I've really been busting ass this week, and it's Friday, and I can feel it all over my body, and I'm just tired. So shout out to everybody who works a 9 to 5 or has a side hustle that's been keeping them extra busy because I'm tired, child. Real tired.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah.
But I did get some good news this week.
What?
It came from Audrey's teacher.
Okay.
So the last day of school is May 27th, y'all. I am no longer a teacher for DISD after May 27th. So I'm excited about that.
I just want to ask DISD. Memorial Day is on the 25th. Why did y'all push this out? Why DISD? Was it for the days?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, Memorial Day is the 25th. That's a Monday. The last day is Wednesday?
Oh.
Well, let me guess, that's a half a web day? I just...
My son has an assignment due, actually, on that Monday, but good note from...
On Memorial Day?
Yeah.
Why the hell they gonna give that man an assignment on
Memorial
Day?
But his English teacher did say it was their last assignment of the year.
I don't remember him having any other assignments during the year, but I digress. I digress.
Oh, man. I'm tired, y'all.
She
I'm
said that
tired.
last
I'm a
one.
part-time teacher, not really, but y'all know since the whole Corona thing kicked off, I've been not only entrepreneuring, podcasting, but I'm also been teaching two kids. One's in middle school, the other one's in elementary. So the contrast is it's taking me back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really, we like to dive right into stuff. So, we have to touch on the topic of Lil Boosie. I say Lil Boosie. I'm from Louisiana. I love Boosie.
Yeah.
I did love Boosie. I like him as an artist. For sure. Just like I like Webby as an artist. We know Webby a dog. We know Boosie a dog. So, yeah, Kevin Gates, I got a notice from Spotify. You're like in the top 6% of his fan base, which is true. So I like those type of artists.
Yeah.
But what happened in the news this week, if y'all haven't heard, Boosie admitted to paying I don't know if she was a prostitute or what, paying a grown woman to suck his little boy's wee wee. I'm trying not to curse. Suck his little boy wee wee. Who is 12. So his son is 12. The woman was a grown woman.
Yeah, she was like 21 or something.
Yeah, and Lil Boosie paid her to suck his wee wee.
And admitted it.
And admitted it in the media. So that's what happened. And there became a frenzy. And not only did it become a frenzy, for some odd reason, Dwayne Wade's son, yes, came back into the spotlight. People brought up Dwayne Wade's son and was having debates about what is your issue. All right. So, we are sorry, guys. Mimi has an Android.
Wow. So you just gonna do me like that, bro?
I mean, her app crashed and it kept crashing. So, we had to bring the iPhones in the mix. Mimi's gonna get an iPhone. She had one. Clearly, she needs another one. But
she just did me like that, though,
y'all. Everybody know Androids suck. Don't do that. Androids are terrible.
Don't be selling my business. That's like asking, what party you vote for? Democrat or Republic? What kind of phone you got? Android or Apple?
Her phone response is gonna be, I don't vote at all. That's her phone right there. So we saw our live got cut off, but back to it. So in the midst of Boosie's, like we said, Boosie paid a grown woman to suck his little boy's dick. I was gonna say wee wee, but whatever. To suck his little boy's dick, who is 12 years old, and he admitted it in the press. And the crazy part about it is somehow, some way, Dwayne Wade's son got brought up. If you don't remember what happened with Dwayne Wade's son wanted to be transgender. He's gay, and Dwayne Wade supported him in the public throughout that situation. So people were having a uproar about this thing, comparing Dwayne Wade and Boosie, saying how could you support Dwayne Wade but not support Boosie, or actually praising Boosie. So I kind of want to get Mimi's perspective. I've seen a lot of people's perspective, and I'm tired of y'all. But I want to know, Mimi, what do you think about what Boosie did with his son? Let's just take that topic.
All right. Ugh, I hate that you started there first, because I really want to say something else. But,
okay, we'll start where you want to start it.
The thing is, I don't even know how the two are in comparison in the first place.
Right.
Okay, let's just start there. So I'm going to leave that at that. I don't feel like Dwayne Wade and his son's situation is anything that is comparable to what Webby and his son and his situation is. Okay? So, boom.
Webby?
I'm not Webby. Boosie, my bad, y'all.
Damn.
My bad. They fell out. Another news. Boosie and Webby fell out this week.
I'm sure.
But anyways, I don't condone any grown woman or grown man sleeping or doing sexual activities with a child, whether it's male or female, on either direction of it. And for a parent to be involved in a transaction like that, that says a lot about how he's raising his kids. On top of that, what grown woman agrees to this shit?
I'm not gonna lie. One of our podcasters did bring up, Baby paid, Lil Wayne Baby paid a woman to suck Lil Wayne's dick, which is true. I actually have the documentary. I'm a Wayne head too. 2009 is when it releases. So if you never seen the only documentary Wayne has ever done, it's on the Apple iTunes store. Go download it. Love it. But yes, he did admit in the documentary that he said, "Come suck little Wayne dick." Da 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 da. Yes, and Baby did pay a grown woman to suck Wayne's dick in front of everybody. However, Wayne ain't his son.
Well,
Wayne is not his son.
And when did that happen?
This happened Wayne reported in 2009. Wayne at the time was like 11. So this was way back at the time that he did the documentary. I want to say Wayne was like 26-ish, 27. So this was way before then. And even then in the documentary, Wayne was talking about how he didn't say he would, but he was talking about how he may do the same thing, Lil Twist. At the time he was sponsoring Lil Twist, he had signed Lil Twist. So yeah, it has been done. Of course, everybody from Louisiana that did it. I'm gonna put my charge on there. Of course, everybody from Louisiana did it. But this is a different situation to me. So go ahead and continue. I got it.
Yeah. So how the whole time, I'm I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand why at 12 years old, like, that's even a subject. Like, people say a lot of things about Black Lives Matter, but Black Lives Matter in sexuality, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people say this wouldn't affect this little boy.
Right.
But how many times have we watched a documentary and someone said that they were forced to have sex and it'd be males with an older family member or a babysitter and that traumatized that boy for the rest of his life. So yes, like, boys can be traumatized from having a sexual experience in a negative way too early. Like a woman can. Just because a boy is not being penetrated doesn't mean he can't take a negative experience away from that.
And you know who that made me think of? Charlemagne the God, if y'all don't know him. Charlemagne the God has said 1,000,000 times that when he was like 6 or 7, he was having sexual relations with his babysitter. And he says 1,000 times how that traumatized him as a child, to the point where he was growing up treating women like objects, just fucking women. And so he speaks on that very openly. There's a lot of men that speak on that very openly. So to see the responses of people saying that, well, because it's a male, no, because it will affect him in the same way that it will affect a woman. A woman may act a different way, but that doesn't mean a woman may withdraw. A male will sit there and go, we've seen it all the time. Women actually turn out to be very sexual beings, which women are anyway, but they turn out to be very loose sometimes. And so do guys. But guys don't understand where it comes from, because you think just because I'm a man, this is what I'm supposed to do. But you don't realize the trauma that another male may have put on you. Even just a man saying, your dad saying, well, did you kiss her? High five. Did you smack on the ass? High five. Did you finger her? High five. That is all trauma you putting into your child's head. That's a child you talking to.
In the same thing, why does why does that have to be the thing that drives anybody? You know what I'm saying? Why can't it be something else? Why aren't we saying, like, we need to stand up and do better? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that type of kid around my kid. You know what I'm saying? Because now that something like this has happened, or he's been put into a sexual experience young in his life.
By his father.
Now it's okay to have these sexual experiences at this young age. And then what is that going to do? Either he's always going to go after older women, or he's going to start pressuring girls his age
to have sex,
to do those things to him, because that's what was done to him.
Yes, that's a good point. That's a good point. He's still 12, and there's females around here that's 12 years old that this little boy finna approach like they grown ass women, and that's on Boosie head, and that's fucked up.
Yeah, and that's why I don't really care what anybody does with their kid, what parenting, whatever the case may be. But one thing is, like, if you're gonna do something, I'm glad it's publicly done, so I can actually like know up front, like, I need to stay my kid away from your kid because obviously you allow your kid to do certain things that I know for sure that my child isn't mature enough to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're definitely right. You're definitely right. The thing is, you want to know what's around your child at all times.
Right.
And if I see something that is not appropriate, not really. I mean, there's people that have issues with anything. They had somebody call up here and say, well, I don't want that at my doorstep. And one of the podcasters was like, there's black on black violence at your doorstep. There's murders at your doorstep. There's all types of shit at your doorstep, but people pick and choose what to have an issue with.
Yeah.
And that is not cool, people.
And that's why
that is not
in
cool,
this
people.
issue, I don't see how at all the two situations between Boosie and his child and Dwayne Wade and his child are even in the same category. Dwayne Wade accepted his child for what he wanted as a lifestyle, while, I'm not saying Boosie forced his lifestyle on him, but he's introducing him to a lifestyle that is beyond his age limit of maturity right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying Boosie forced him to do anything or forcing a lifestyle onto him, but I do feel like he is introducing a lifestyle that is too much for a 12-year-old kid.
He's the biggest influencer on his child's life right now. And what he just did was influence him in the most negative way. I wouldn't say the most negative way, but damn, Boosie. Also, I don't know if anybody noticed, but this I almost said Negro. This man publicly admitted to child negligence. Y'all do know that a grown woman having any type of sexual acts with a young child less than the age of 17 is rape. Mm-hmm. And Boosie was right there. So not only did she rape him, but Boosie they probably looking for his ass for child negligence. Because that's exactly what the hell this fool just went on TV and admitted to. And my thing is, why are you going in the public telling your business? Why? I don't understand why people feel the need to go and tell their business like that. But then you get mad when somebody got an opinion on your business. We wouldn't even know your shit if you didn't put your shit out there. So then that's exactly what happens.
Y'all, that's Boosie Kids. Boosie Kids want all of that. At the same time, like, that's cool. Like I said, whatever. If that's something that you condone in your house and that's something your child wants.
Cool.
But the thing is, your child wants that because that's what your child is seeing.
Thank
period.
You.
So that doesn't make it relevant just because it's Boosie. There's a lot of rappers out there that their kids aren't getting their dick sucked by an overage woman at 12 years old. So, I mean, Boosie kids or not,
we're not saying the dude didn't want it. We're saying Boosie was wrong.
If we want a better society, we have to do better as adults with our kids.
Thank you.
And in order for us to populate the community with better examples, we have to teach our kids better. I don't want Boosie's son to ever come in contact with my child.
The thing is,
my son or my daughter, because I don't want him feeling my son's mind with this is okay to do this or you should have to do this, and I don't want him trying no moves on my daughter. So
the thing is, you have to be in the mindset of an adult to actually place that in your child's head. We all know Boosie ain't all there. We all know who Boosie is. Come on, it's Boosie. We know Boosie got several baby mamas. We know who Boosie is. So the thing is, you want us. I don't believe that Boosie was gonna put the right idea in his child's mind, because Boosie ain't got the right idea in his mind. Mm-hmm. You have to be an adult. You have to be a parent first. And if you don't take that responsibility serious, then of course you're going to do that type of shit.
Well, the problem is, I think people keep arguing the point that it's Boosie. Here's the thing, though. Like, just because it is a common bad behavior among a person doesn't make it right. Of course, you called. What I was saying was, just because Boosie is known for bad behavior doesn't make it acceptable. Like, stop saying that it's acceptable for him to have done this with his child because that's just Boosie. That doesn't make it right. Like, your bad behavior, just because it's constant, doesn't make it right.
The thing, the only biggest outrage that I really had with this issue, I really don't care what Boosie does with his children. I really, obviously, I think it's fucked up, and I just think it's outlandish. But like I said, Boosie is Boosie. I know Boosie. I know Boosie ain't right in the head. But what kills me is the amount of people who agreed with this damn guy. I was like, I knew that Boosie wasn't right in the head, but I didn't know so many other people agree with this.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know people were defending Boosie. People were throwing Dwayne Wade's son into the mix, saying, this, that, and third. Like I said, that is the biggest thing that really irked my soul, was the simple fact that everybody else was agreeing with it.
Yeah.
Or condoning it, or making an excuse for it. And guys, when I say I thought we was like waking up as a country, as
a community,
as a world, we are so behind. Like, I knew he was lost. I didn't know the rest of us was lost. And when I say us, because I'm with y'all too. Us, it's a world. No, I don't agree with that. But when it comes to us, I'm no better than nobody else. But I do not agree with that. But yes, whenever somebody else is behind, so are we behind. You're only as good as the last person, as the person that's last in line.
Yeah.
And yes, we are behind, people. I cannot believe that people was really defending this bullshit that Boosie did. I cannot believe it.
Yeah. Speaking of setting good examples as parents, it kind of gets into.
The thing, before we get into the documentary, because we actually are gonna go into that with Dwayne Wade. The thing is, if you want to have an issue with Dwayne Wade, we've heard people say he shouldn't have took his son to Pride. There's naked people at Pride. Guys, there is security everywhere at Pride. I have never seen a naked person at Pride. You can't get in Pride naked. You can't walk around Pride too long naked, because all the police is going to get your ass. I've been to multiple Prides in multiple states, and there is always police out there. You know why? Because they like to fight. So you can't go in there naked. The thing is, if you don't recognize true love, you're going to have to figure out what the hell is wrong with you. Because what Dwayne Wade did with his son was absolute love. He doesn't care what you people think. He doesn't care what anybody else thinks. Dwayne Wade is a famous human being. Do you know what it was like just for his son to tell him, Dad, I know you famous and it's probably going to mess some shit up? Like, but listen, I'm gay. And for Dwayne Wade to be like, I accept you. We got people talking about something. Nah, make him man up. Please don't be no parent. Because your kids don't ask to be here. And when your kids don't ask to be here, don't put your burdens of what you expect of them onto them. If that's the case, don't have no damn kids. Because you can't tell kids who didn't ask your ass to fuck and bring them here, and then you gonna tell them how they should live their lives and what you gonna take and what you not gonna take. What if they turn around and tell you, I ain't gonna take you as my parent because I didn't ask you to be my damn parent? You can't have those type of standards. You people push your beliefs on your kids, and you the ones that make the option to have these damn kids. Wake up. If you're going to be a parent, wake up. If you don't see true love with what Dwayne Wade did with his son, I don't know what you need to do, but you need to go back and reevaluate. Because that's the hardest thing for a parent to accept. And he's a boy. And for him to not care and to say, I'll love you anyway, is true love. And that's what you're supposed to do with your child. Infinite love, regardless of whatever they do or whatever they say. That's a real parent. You people playing parent. Sorry. That's it.
Yeah, you went for a minute, bro.
You damn right I went for a minute. And the reason being is, if Dwayne Wade hadn't accepted his son, we would have had, like they said, suicide rates in the LGBT community is very high. You know why it's high? Because we got parents that go out there and do what they want to do and then have these kids and expect them to do what they want them to do. Then don't have no kids. Okay? Because that's fucked up that you're saying that I'm going to have this child, but I'm not going to accept this child when this child didn't ask you to have them. So that's fucked up. So in the meantime, the reason that we have people like Dwayne Wade that we applaud for accepting his child is because of the Netflix documentary that we are going to review, which is The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. You know, the gay kid that got killed by his? That's exactly why we're going to review this one, so we can wake people up to why it's such a blessing to have a father like Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, so do us all a favor and like stop comparing Dwayne Wade and his relationship with his son to every black male in this community. Like every time something happens, Dwayne Wade and his son gets brought up again. Like just leave it alone, guys. Like
Why?
on some real shit, just like leave it alone.
How y'all dug it up? I don't even understand how
they're not even comparable.
Up.
Like the situations aren't comparable. And when you have someone like you said, a father like Dwayne Wade, who accepts his gay son for what he is, you don't have cases like the documentary we're going to review. The trials of Gabriel Fernandez. His parents were the epitome of evil, bro. His parents were evil. First of all, his mom didn't even have custody of him for the longest time.
Yeah.
He was raised pretty much by his gay uncle and his partner until his mom decided she got on her feet enough and had a boyfriend where she could now bring the kids back into the home.
All of the kids.
Because there's
three of them. Multiple kids.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. But they only physically abused that we know of. Gabriel. Because the other 2 kids in trial or on the stand said
I guess because they were straight, they didn't abuse them.
Right. And the things that these parents, and one of them wasn't even a parent. One of them was the mom's boyfriend who was fucking up her child. First of all, if anybody I date would have done some of that shit to my child, like, bro, you're gonna have to put me in jail.
But she did it too, though. So I mean,
yeah,
she hated him as much as her boyfriend hated him. She hated him.
You know what? And what's even fucked up, even worse, even the saddest part about this story is some kids are afraid to tell people. They're afraid to tell the neighbors. They're afraid to tell the teachers. They're afraid because they don't want to get in trouble.
Even worse.
Yeah, he literally told people and the system failed him.
Yeah. Not only did he tell people, they found multiple evidence. They want to say that the caseworkers didn't have time. My mom's a social worker. I never saw her ass. Tell me something, they don't have time. The thing is, if you get a job, please, if you get a job like a service job, don't get that job just because you want it.
Yeah.
Please get that job because I had an English teacher that literally wasn't really a teacher. Like, she just liked English, so she became a teacher. If you have a job like a teacher, care. If you got a job like a social worker, care. If you got a job like a lawyer, care, because there's more that goes into your job than a bunch of fucking paperwork and a bunch of black and white. There is no black and white when it comes to families because families are totally different. Each case is totally different.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you don't even have to be a social worker or a teacher. If you see a kid out in public and you see if they look like they've been beaten or haven't been fed or some shit happened, like, try to see if that child's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he literally went to school and half his head was like shaved
off,
beaten in, and like bruises and scabs. We have the person we're talking about is Gabriel
Fernandez from Netflix.
Yes, it's on Netflix. It's a documentary on Gabriel. His parents
killed
him because
they
thought he was gay, and they physically abused him until one day he just died from it. And it's crazy because this is a sad story. It's a really sad story because he was visually, you could see he was physically beaten.
Every day he went to school, his teacher kept saying, she kept calling the caseworkers. She kept telling the principals. His teacher saw his injuries every single day. Now, why his teacher just didn't take him, I would have just kidnapped his ass, to be honest. You just gonna have to put me in jail because I can't sit there and watch a child come in my room every day with his head bashed in. Cause it didn't look like the dude got in a fight. It looked like he got the dog shit beat out of him every single day. And his teacher took pictures of it.
Yeah, and not only that, the police officers came by, the social workers came by, and they wouldn't even let the social workers and the police officers see this little boy, which is beyond me, because if I'm getting a call saying this is happening to a little boy, I need to physically put my eyes on this child. And as a police officer, as a social worker, I'm going to take this child from this home because you could see he was being beaten. He was being fed dog food.
They wasn't trying to hide that shit.
No, if he ate anything, he was being fed dog food. Not only dog food, he was being fed cat litter. Like, who does that to their child? And all because he's gay. And y'all are over here bashing Dwayne Wade because he's behind his child.
Meanwhile, this is not the first case of parents killing their kids. There was a black boy that got killed by his dad on his couch. He shot him in the chest because he was laying on the couch, not doing shit, laying on the couch with his lover. When does it stop? Don't be no parent, bro. Don't be a parent.
Don't be a parent
if you don't know what love is. Don't be no parent, bro.
If you're not ready to accept that your child that you chose to have or gave birth to may or may not end up gay, or something that you may not like for them, if you're not okay with that, don't have kids, because you cannot control another human being's feelings, what they do, how they feel, period, whether it's your child or not. And if you do that, that's where the depression comes in. That's where suicide happens.
That's why you have so many people that are gay or that are anything. It doesn't matter what they is, honestly. But that's why in the gay community, especially the black gay community, because y'all hate gay people so much, that they literally would rather take their lives than tell y'all I'm gay. Because you know what you do? You walk around and you talk about them like they ain't shit. You walk around and you talk about them like they are the scum of the earth. These are people's children. And you know what's sad? It's usually the parents that's doing the shit. You know what's sad? It's usually the family that's doing the shit. And when you get one person that says, I accept my child for who they are, y'all got the audacity to bash this person? You wish you knew what true love was like, because that's exactly what true love is. And if you find an issue with that, it's something wrong with you, bro. Yeah. It's something wrong with you.
That's why the two should not even been compared to begin with, because they're not even in the same category whatsoever.
Like that's crazy. Like and you got people saying my son can be gay, but you know what? I'm gonna push women on him. What? Right. What the fuck did you just say?
Right.
Like what? That's not acceptance.
Yeah.
That if your son or your daughter don't want something, like if your daughter don't want to be around this dude because she told you this dude real fresh, I bet you not gonna push that dude on your daughter. So why in the hell, if your son tell you, Dad, I don't like girls, why would you force your beliefs on your child? Like, hey, you want this girl? No, nigga. If he wanted her and down the line, he may make the choice to want her. But at this point, it is not your job to force what the hell you want for your child on your child.
That's true.
That's like living your life through your child. That's like a basketball dude that didn't make it, pushing his child to play basketball, a sport he don't even want. Okay. That's the same thing.
Yeah, but we need to get back to the documentary because you're going on another rant.
Hell, man, y'all getting on my nerves with this shit. I can't believe it.
Another rant.
I mean, let's
get back. I understand.
That's the document. That's what happened with him. That's what happened with Gabriel.
Well, I wouldn't even say that's what happened to him, because his parents weren't forcing anything on him. They were just physically beating him because they thought he was too feminine or too girly. He was 8.
He was 8 years old.
He was literally probably just being a young man, like a young boy. You know what I'm saying?
He was too soft for them.
He was too soft. He didn't fight enough. He wasn't too, do enough dude stuff. Like, that is so trash.
Right.
And then the mom... The mom, even after being arrested, was still like trying to be with the man who literally put the last fucking strikes on her son before he died.
They beat him to death.
They literally beat him to death.
If you don't know what happened to Gabriel Fernandez, he got beat to death.
They called 911. They weren't in a panic state. They tried to act like he was running around the table and he fell and hit it or whatever the case may be. But whenever they got to him, they were just amazed about how much physical abuse that he had. Some of the wounds were like healed, some of them weren't.
Years history, documented abuse.
Yes, like there was caseworkers, and if you didn't know, like caseworkers actually went to jail and was sentenced.
They got fined and everything.
Yeah, because
for
negligence because this child died because they didn't do their work, and they said the reason why they didn't is because the system is just overloaded with abused children, and that's so sad. It is so sad. Like these kids have to go through so much just to make it, and then struggle when they get older because of the system they grew up in.
Yeah, I just really feel like if you want to make a decision to have kids, please make sure yourself is together.
Yeah.
Because all this foolishness that I see that y'all are, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Don't bring your kids in this world like that. Because the thing is, these kids are the future, and we impact these children. And what's gonna happen? Boost's child is fixing to be grown, and you know what? He gonna fuck on one of y'all little girls. And then you got people that grow up with all these issues because they parents weren't really ready to be parents. They just wanted to have a child, or they just accidentally ended up with a child. If you want to seriously have a child, seriously be prepared to have a child, because that's what's gonna either take us back 100 years or move us forward 100 years.
Well, the thing is, don't have a child to deal with your mental, illnesses.
State, yeah.
Like, depression is real. And don't have a kid just because you're looking for someone to love you, and then you figure out you weren't mentally stable to take care of that child in all the ways it needs to be taken care of. And now this child is just another child in the system.
And
or
this child ain't no baby no more. Y'all love it when they get past that baby stage.
The child doesn't get in the system. I mean, it's they can end up in the system. They can end up, having no guidance from you because now you decided you wanted to go out and do this and do that. And now they're raising themselves. Your grandmas are raising your children. Like, you guys, there's a lot that comes with having kids. And if you're just going to have kids to bring them in this world to abuse them, then fucking don't do it. Don't bring that burden onto you. Don't bring that stress and that abuse onto that child. Like, be a little less selfless. Like, that is
selfish.
It is selfish.
It is selfish if you have a child and you don't let that child be who they are. That's selfish because that child didn't ask you to have them.
If you haven't seen this documentary, you will understand why we're saying that Dwayne Wade is love, like, for his child.
Hopefully that opens eyes.
This documentary is so to the left spectrum of what Dwayne Wade is when he found out that his child wanted to be, transgender, to what Gabriel Fernandez experienced as an 8-year-old child and being beat to death by his mother and by his mother's boyfriend.
And what a lot of people go through every single day.
So when you have a situation like Bootsy and his child, and then you bring Dwayne Wade and his child into it, it absolutely makes no sense.
They're not even on the same level, people.
When you know better. Like, do better, guys. Like, these kids need guidance, period. And if you're not ready to be a guide, if you're not ready to be a teacher, if you're not ready to be a nurse, if you're not ready to be everything that child needs for the next 18 years, don't have kids. And don't put your burdens on your kids, period.
Please.
Because
please,
we have too many. We've had
too many. It's too many grown children walking around right now.
Too many grown children. Too many children who didn't make it to see a certain age because they've been abused. Like just like this week, that kid that was found in his shed, his grandparents' shed. He has been locked up in his shed since he's been quarantined from school. Since school let out, he was handcuffed in his shed and hadn't eaten, and his grandparents have been arrested this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of y'all that can't. There's a lot of y'all that are going through it because you don't have a daycare for your child now because school was a daycare. And it's a lot of y'all that are complaining because your kids are at home because you don't have that break. Guess what? That school ain't your daycare. So even though your kids are out of school, guess what? That's your responsibility anyway.
I feel bad for the kids that are in that situation because, school was a break for them. You know what I'm saying?
And for a lot of kids, it's cool. A lot of kids ate at school.
Yeah,
they don't get food. And it's sad that the schools now have to even come up with meal plans because they know that these kids don't eat at home.
Yeah.
That they making sack lunches right now because they know these kids don't eat at home. Now, granted, it's not everybody. Some people just don't have it.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about people that don't have it. We talking about people that just don't know how to deal with what they bought in this world.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, because that's exactly what happened in the Gabriel Fernandez case. Like, his mom just wasn't she wasn't a mom from the beginning.
From the beginning. She didn't even
I don't
have
think
him.
that she knew how to be a mom. And then when she actually had the children in her house, like, bad things happen. Like, man, y'all pay attention to y'all's community. Pay attention to these kids. Like, the kids are the future. And when you have one of these kids walking around and being a bully or, you know, being disruptive in class or trying to reach out or in some type of way, pay attention.
Pay attention to everything because
they are screaming for help.
Pay attention to everything, even the people around you. There's a lot of people that you notice when they start having debates. Like I was talking to her, there's a lot of people you really notice who they really are when they're having debates because you'll start to realize they just tolerate you. You'll start to realize they just tolerate who you are and everything. But then a lot of filters come off. I'm like, don't wear no mask around me, bro. A lot of filters come off in these debates. You see a lot of people's true colors in these debates, which is fine. That's your opinion. But the thing is, you start to see who tolerates or who is just this way at this time and then who's this way at this time. No, take your mask off. Be real all the time. If you can't be real all the time, don't speak. Don't talk.
Yeah. So, anything else to wrap
That's
it up?
all we got. And make sure y'all watch the trials of Gabriel Fernandez. Please watch that. It's on Netflix. It's still on Netflix. That's just a review. Like we said, his parents beat him to death because they thought he was gay. And that is what we fed off with the Dwayne Wade situation. Hopefully, when you see that documentary, you'll see why there's so much love. The support that Dwayne Wade received was very well deserved.
Yeah, so as we get out of here, make sure you take care of you so you can take care of us, and then we can take care of each other, okay? Y'all be good to yourselves because you're the only one you have. It's been another episode of the Study Dallas After Hours. It's your girl, Mimi.
I'm Brittany.
We out of here.
Bye.